In 2008, users of the website forum 4chan found a link in the webcam thread of the website. It showed a woman who people thought at first was dead, as she was lying in an extremely uncomfortable position. However, she turned out to still be alive. She told viewers that in 1999, after being stalked for 3 years, the police broke into her home and implemented a chip into her ankle bone.
People watching started to wonder what was going on, but they would soon find out. She began communicating with signs. She said that the main threat to her was a man named P, who by using the chip can, quote, see what she sees, says and hears. This chip can also control when she sleeps and eats, which is why she's found sleeping in these horribly uncomfortable positions. Around this time, she gained the nickname Chip Chan, although she has previously said she does not like this nickname and prefers to be called Jane Rowe.
In her videos, she looks incredibly unwell, often showing the camera that she has awful skin rashes and cuts on her arms and legs from unknown causes.
When viewers asked Jane why she doesn't just leave, she said, quote, P will use the chip to knock me unconscious. She said she needs help from her viewers instead because she also can't contact the police in case P finds out. Soon after she started these streams, she created a YouTube channel by the name of Mind Control Weapon and began to upload daily. In the description of these videos, it had links to English and Korean blogs. In these blogs, she said that the police and Korean mafia were breaking into her house and humiliating her. Her followers then began to grow even more concerned after reading this. Then, in 2017, she stopped streaming on YouTube and the channel was deleted. A Reddit user by the name of Spudden, who claimed to be in regular contact with Jane, said that P broke into her house and destroyed everything, and that the CIA and FBI had made her stop streaming.
Fans began to investigate Jane. They learnt through a neighbour of her that she lives in an apartment in Seoul, South Korea. The same neighbour also claimed she was with her parents when they died in an accident. She furthered this by saying Jane was also pregnant at the time and had miscarried as a result. The neighbour says that Jane feels guilty about all of this and blames herself. Now, this information is not technically confirmed. However, the neighbour was quickly blocked from one of Jane's streams when she was seen commenting this. Jane instead claims her parents did not die in an accident, but it is still believed they are not alive. She said nothing about the miscarriage, however, so fans started speculating that this grief led her down this road. A very likely theory started circulating. It said that Jane is suffering from a condition called paranoid schizophrenia, a condition where your own mind betrays you, causing you to believe there are things that aren't there and begin to hear things that are not real. This theory is supported by the fact that different people are seen in the house either tidying up or trying to give her food, leaving people to believe that P is in fact her care worker. Schizophrenia is sadly an extremely hard condition to treat, and the medication given out helps but can also have some horrific side effects, such as restlessness, seizures, and even increased psychosis, which is a condition where your mind becomes so detached from reality you don't even know what is going on anymore. If Jane does in fact have schizophrenia though, her behaviours such as the sleeping constantly and believing there are things there that aren't would suggest she's not taking any medicine for it. This schizophrenia theory also explains P, as he would be in this case her care worker that she sees as a threat due to her mind lying to her. The missing parents aspect of this mystery can also be explained by this schizophrenia theory, as in some Asian cultures mental health problems are shunned so families distance themselves, although they still pay for care. This means that Jane's parents could be distant, or if they are dead, they left instructions and money in their will to pay for care for Jane. A very interesting and different theory is that Jane is actually doing what is called an extended art project. These are projects where a person does something for a long period of time with a strange or bizarre reason. Examples of this include people who do one thing for hours, like scream at a camera, people that read the entire dictionary every single day, or people that eat things that should not be eaten. And it just shows how much damn time people have on their hands. Nobody cares about your little social experiment nonsense. Nobody at all. Get a life. The videos of Jane's do appear to be edited in some areas, so it is most likely these videos are not actually 24/7, which is what led fans of Jane to think of this theory. However, it is highly unlikely, but never out of the question. On the other hand, there are people who believe she is telling the truth, as crazy as that sounds. It is mostly the people living in South Korea who believe this, as to them it actually makes a lot of sense. An example they give as to why this is the case is that Jane actually offered a large sum of money to anybody who could find P. People argue that Jane would not do this if there was actually no P. But from what I could find, nobody did manage to find P, which is fair enough, they are quite small. Now here is the truth, the real truth, the bit nobody seems to be talking about. Through my research, I found out that the police do in fact know about Jane, but they can't force her to get help unless she becomes suicidal or homicidal. However, they do keep an eye on her and intervene if necessary. She is in fact not being held against her will and receives as much help as she lets people give her. She even occasionally goes out into the world, so she's not alone by any stretch. The wounds she shows in her videos are self-inflicted too, as she picks, scratches and scrapes at her skin trying to find the chip in her foot. When she finds nothing there, she gets upset and claims she can feel it moving under her skin. This means she most likely does have paranoid schizophrenia, as it would cause her to believe there is a chip under her skin, and also that she is being targeted by the police and the government. She is not lying, however. People with schizophrenia genuinely feel and hear things that aren't there, so to her all this is very, very real. But without therapy and medication, nothing will get better, but she can legally refuse it. So Jane Rowe will forever be trapped in her own mind. Hello, hello, this is Octaps. So what did you think of the video? Let me know down in the comments, and if you liked what you saw, consider subscribing, because there's more of where that came from. Yeah. You can also follow me on Twitter at octaps_docs to keep up with me in general, if you want. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.